What's up YouTube? My name is Adam and this is Brokeman Finance. What in the hell is going on with Hyliion? No one knows, but to be honest, the entire stock market has been going crazy lately. My whole portfolio is going to the red right now. The entire market right now is taking some lumps, they're taking some shots because everyone is scared of the Roni Roni coming back and taking away all those gains. But before we get into it, do us a solid, make sure to like the video if you do, and make sure to subscribe. It has been a rocky road for Thomas Healy and Hyliion since they just merged with Tortoise Acquisition and was just listed not even a month ago on the New York Stock Exchange. Hyliion's share price has fallen more than 50% and it may be at 55% right now, and it has put these people and their shareholders into a gosh dang tizzy. People are freaking out and starting to sell, and some are taking a loss, but remember this, it's not a loss until you sell at a loss. Those same people that were so bullish just a few weeks ago are now seeing a few bumps in the road. They can't handle the volatility. They're screaming pump and dump and they're trying to get out of this stock. Hyliion is not a pump and dump scheme. It's not. The majority of companies, once they IPO, merge, and they get listed, the majority of companies see that share price fall and tumble a little bit. Let's look at this for instance. Amazon has dropped 10% 29 times. They've dropped 20% 14 times, 30% 8 times, 40% 5 times, 50% 4 times, and 90. They have dropped 90% one time. Amazon has been in the same boat as Hyliion 4 separate times now. Look at Amazon now. Volatility is a normal thing. We've got to get our together and quit freaking out. Listen to this from a recent article on MSN Money because the author makes some great points. First of all, there's going to be enormous pressure in the future for trucking companies to find ways to reduce their reliance on fossil fuels. Companies seriously want to avoid their reliance on diesel and gasoline. The research from Deloitte estimates that by 2026, 67% of commercial vehicles will have alternative drive systems. 80% of commercial vehicles used for long distance work will be operating on natural gas, the firm projects. When you consider the number of companies involved in commercial trucking and the idea that most commercial vehicles will be operating with some sort of alternative fuel in the next 6 years, the potential for Hyliion stock becomes crystal clear. The potential for growth in this deal makes Hyliion stock a buy. It has an A grade and strong buy recommendation in my portfolio grader right now. A grade and strong buy recommendation. On the other hand, just so we're clear, Goldman Sachs analyst Mark Delaney launched coverage of Hyliion in mid-October with a hold rating. He sees promise for EV tech and heavy-duty trucking markets. But has concerns over Hyliion's valuation. Clean truck technology can take market share from diesel. As a result of both regulatory momentum and our view that alternative powertrains have the potential in the future to offer better total cost of ownership than diesel over time, wrote Delaney in his research report. But he added, we consider valuation to be full for an early stage company. His price target for Hyliion is $22. JP Morgan analyst Paul Coster covers alternative energy stocks. He launched coverage of Hyliion Wednesday with a hold rating. His price target is a little higher than Delaney's at $27 a share, so that is a little more optimistic than Delaney's. As of now, there is no other SPAC or EV company, aside from let's not even bring in Tesla, that's getting legitimate coverage from Wall Street other than one I've spoke about previously in some other videos, but Lordstown. Lordstown Motor, ticker symbol RIDE or RIDE, is the outlier. BTIG analyst Greg Lewis rates shares a buy with a price target of $50. Price target of $50. That is up from recent levels around $14 a share. That would be a massive capital gain if you're buying in right now at 14 bucks and it jumps up to 50 bucks a share. But he is one of the only analysts actually covering the stock. Paul Koster also said that Hyliion is pragmatic and it is low risk. But if you bought in at 50 bucks per share and that was your entry price, you may be calling BS on the low risk. But regardless, I don't look at them as a Nikola risk. I do think they are a much lower risk than a Nikola because Hyliion actually has a product. They're not rolling trucks down hills to make them appear as if they're actually being driven and used. Nikola did that. On Thursday, November 12th, Hyliion will have their first actual earnings announcement, and it'll be a conference call at 8:30 a.m. pre-market. And whatever the results are going to be, it's going to be a very interesting day in the market for Hyliion. This is the thing. We are going to become less reliant on fossil fuels. We are going to get cleaner and cleaner and cleaner in terms of energy. We're going to become more and more efficient. And trucking companies, regardless if they want to or not, are going to have to get on board. States like California are going to start requiring this by law. They're not going to give these companies a choice, and California is not going to be the last state to start making these rule changes when it comes to building new trucks and the way they use fuel. And if you know anything about the market, you could not legitimately, there's no way legitimately that you thought this stock would just keep going up and up and up with never having any issues. Otherwise, the entire world would have just dumped into Hyliion and just let it ride. That's not how the market works. There are ups and there are downs, but a lot of gains are made when people are buying in those downs. People's expectations, I believe, have gotten a little bit unrealistic. But at the price they are currently at right now, which is around $20, they've been fluctuating anywhere from $20 to $22 over the past week. I think in 5 to 10 years, we will be looking back at this and shaking our heads in disbelief that Hyliion was ever this low of a price, and we were upset about it. And we will be kicking ourselves for not buying more. Depending on your own financial situation, if you can buy more, I would buy. I'm definitely buying. In fact, I hope this thing keeps dropping. I don't care if it goes to $2 a share. I'm going to buy more and more of it because I'm not looking at it in terms of what it's going to be tomorrow. I'm looking at it in terms of what it's going to be in 2030. Do I think it's going to remain at $20 per share at the year 2030? Not a chance. It's the same way I feel about Bowen stock and some of these other ones. You got to look at it from a long-term perspective. Have a little bit of vision. Detach yourself away from the current situation and think about it in a 10-year term. Where do you see the stock going in 10 years? Do you see more trucks going this route of being energy efficient? Oh yeah? Good, because that means that more people are probably going to get on this Hyliion board and buy their product. And by 2030, I think it could potentially, you're looking at 10 times your money. I don't see why this shouldn't be a $200 stock. Why it shouldn't be a $200 share price. There's no reason for it not to be. Worst case scenario, unless you have some type of financial emergency, you have something medical happen, you have your house burns down, whatever, and you need to free up some capital, you need some money, okay, fine. Sell away. I get it. Happens. You need cash sometimes. But if that's not the case, then just hold. Hold what you got. Don't sell at a loss on a company that's got so much potential. Just hold on. Or maybe you're just not comfortable buying any more shares right now because the company's making you uneasy. Fine. Just keep holding. This company has been listed for 1 month, people. 1 month. That's nothing. If you're buying in at 50 bucks a share, then by God be averaging down right now, because you're going to be kicking yourself in the next few years for not taking advantage of this price point right now. But that's all I have for right now. As always, I hope you guys stay safe out there and take care.